Hey, everybody. Happy to just say good evening to you. How many of you are happy just to be here? This girl. This girl is just happy to be here. So I was just listening to my song, vibing out on a little bit of Jill Scott. And I was also thinking about the day that I've had. I tell y'all, days don't end up how you think they're going to end up. So take advantage. Every single second, you better be taking advantage and better be showing some gratefulness. So if you want to jump in and talk to me in the comments, please tell me what you're grateful for today. Because it'll be story time in about 5 minutes. But I just want to shout out all of what you have to be grateful for. Because I'm grateful. Woo. Y'all just don't know. Just don't know. Wait till I tell you. It's been a day. Woo, it's been a day. And it wasn't a party either. Hey, I hope I never look like what I've been through. You know how you looking good? You know how you keep it? You know how you keep your glow, your shine? That emotional intelligence will keep you. That spirit inside of you who knows the truth and who keeps you. Trust and believe I got some. And guess what? The God in me loves the God in you. Y'all see my gray hairs coming in real good up there? I'm so happy. I'm happy, y'all. It would be so funny to me if I'm up here rocking and rolling and y'all can't even hear the music. Can somebody tell me in the comments that you can hear my Jill Scott playing in the background? So I'm sitting up here dancing and I'm thinking, what if y'all can't even hear it? Can you hear it? Ooh, grateful for family and friends that love me and for pretty good health. Hey, I'm right there with you. That's my fam. You know what? I'm grateful that I can be grateful for family. Because some of the stories that I have been hearing these past couple days, honestly, if you have family that you can actually be grateful for, you are blessed. You are blessed, okay? If you're a person who likes to express gratefulness and share your stories about gratefulness, hey, this live tonight is for you.
Time for bed.
They telling me it's time for bed, y'all. Alexa, off. She can't tell me what to do. How she gonna tell me it's time for bed this Saturday night? I get to stay up late at least 1 extra hour tonight. So, good health. Another thing, you're grateful for good health. Health is not to be underrated. It's not to be underrated. So here's a story for you. I was sick a couple weeks ago, and I was getting sicker, and I didn't even know why I was feeling the way I was feeling. But I was starting to lose, like, my thoughts. I couldn't think of the word for things. Now, I mean, honestly, I'm not saying that I don't have a memory issue sometimes, because I do. Okay? But this was a whole different level. I could not remember, like, say if you wanted to say, put the watermelon on the table. I couldn't remember if I couldn't remember the word for table. So I would be wanting to say it, and I just couldn't think of the word, or, it was crazy. So, I thought I was not feeling well. I took off work, and I came to work the next day. I thought I was feeling better. I'm still confused. I'm leaving things and thinking that I have them with me. I actually am losing things that I have, and I haven't even moved from one spot. Now, I know that that's happened to some of you before, where you could be sitting in one spot and lose something. Okay, maybe not. It's just me. Okay, it's just me. But in this case, I literally could not recall what I did with it, and I'm sitting here like in one spot. I stayed home. I got into bed. I, took care of myself. I went back to work the day after Dr. King's birthday, and at that morning, I really thought I was losing my mind. So grateful for mental health. Grateful for mental health. I thought I was losing my mind. I was so nervous because I do have in my family history dementia, and I have had someone with Alzheimer's. And so I was scared. I was like, you know what? I hope this is not early onset dementia, or that's how scared I was, because I could not think. I could not finish my sentences. I was misplacing things, and it was just ridiculous. It was not the norm. And I also thought that I had things that can you imagine if you're holding your hand like this and you think that you have a water bottle in it, and then you look down and there's no water bottle, and you're thinking to yourself, wait a minute, I thought it was a water bottle here. Why have I been holding my, like, literally that's how I was. I was checked out, and I went to work, and I was so nervous at work. I went to a meeting. I told them, look, something's going on. I am scared. I don't feel well. I keep having these headaches. It was a lot going on. The ambulance had to come to my job, pick me up, and take me to the hospital. I was so worried. And, I'm thinking to myself, this is towards the end of my original career, but I don't want to leave it like this. I want to retire. I want to quit because I won a, $2 billion lottery or something like that. Went to the hospital. Come to find out, I had COVID, a sinus infection, and a potassium deficiency. And when I looked up the symptoms of potassium deficiency, I saw that one of the symptoms was confusion. So I had the potassium deficiency along with the head, the sinus infection had, going on, and the coughing and the headaches. And then I had COVID. And so now I understand what COVID brain is and COVID confusion. That stuff is real. It is real. A lot of times we don't want to accept that something is because it's never happened to us. But I do know that COVID, my daughter and both my younger daughters had it. But let me tell you, health is so important. Health is important. And if I learned anything from that experience, is to appreciate the fact that I can go to work, that I can come home, that I can take myself. So I'm just grateful for family, grateful for health. Welcome, Marie. You have anything that you're grateful for today that you want to share with us? We're talking about our grateful stories. Even if you're just telling me, I'm listening. What are you grateful for? I had one of those kind of rough days that where it seemed like, my plan was to go to work and then come home, cook, relax with my family. That plan was intercepted, and it's okay. Because really, when I make a plan, it's a rough draft. And I leave myself open to flow. Because I'm definitely not about to strive. I'm not about to fight. I'm about to learn all the lessons that life has to teach me and be grateful the whole way. Welcome. Come on in and tell me what you're grateful for. If you don't want to tell me, you can tell me in one word. I'll shout it out for you. I'm just happy that you're stopping through. My granddaughter in the background just got summoned by her mom. Oh, anybody else? I know my daughter's grateful for her mom. Yeah. Because, and I'm grateful for her too. So, earlier, it really came into my mind to talk about being in alignment with your divine nature, and how when you're in alignment, you do not have to strive. You do not have to fight. You can literally just be who you are and flow in that. And things may not always work out, but one thing that I know for a fact is we do not have control. Control is an illusion. We have choice. So when we were given free will, that was the opportunity to decide what we're going to do when whatever comes at us, to us, through us, around us, manifests itself. How you react and how you respond to that stimulus or that situation or that person, that is where your free will comes in. Because you have the free will to be sad, depressed, sorry, scared, worried, afraid. You have the free will to completely embrace fear as a way to protect yourself, if that's what you think that you're doing. You have the right. No one can stop you. The only person who can stop you from being afraid is you. So, in the moment that I was being taken and I was having this meeting, and I was sick at work before I got into the ambulance, okay? I had a moment of terror. And when I say that there was a moment where even in the meeting, I looked for my water bottle, which I thought was right there. Baby, can you go bring me the lotion from back there? You know where I keep it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. When I tell you I had a moment of terror thinking that I was literally losing my mind.
Which one?
The gold one. No, the other one. I'm sorry. That one. No, the skinny, pretty one with the flowers. Keep going to the left side. It's right there by the gold lotion. You're ignoring it. There you go. That one. When I tell you I was terrified, listen. No, get down, baby boo. I was terrified. I had a moment. And in that moment, when I didn't see my water bottle, something as simple as a water bottle, mind you. But listen, I thought I had it. And the fact that my brain let me think that I had it and I didn't, I just thought, oh no, it's happening. I'm losing it. And I think that at that moment, I didn't know how to respond. And when we don't know how to respond, the next choice sometimes, no ma'am. No ma'am. The next choice sometimes is fear. So then we get nervous about, how we might look but I really wasn't caring about anybody else. The only thing I truly was caring about was why I couldn't think. So in divine alignment, you come back to yourself much quicker. So even though in that moment of terror, I was like losing it, by the time I made it to the ambulance, I came swooping back into myself. Okay? Number one, I know who I am. Number two, I know whose I am. Okay? So I wasn't concerned with I wasn't concerned after I got into the ambulance with what was going to happen next. I was concerned with the fact of not creating a big situation, but I came back to my divine self and I realized, wait a minute, what is my choice? In this moment, I have a choice. I can reject the treatment or I can get the treatment and see what is really going on, accept whatever it is that's happening, and then make the next decision in the next moment. But a lot of times we get fearful about the decisions that haven't even come up for us to make yet. Okay? So, my brother, I love him so much. I thank you, Adam. Yeah. So I really was coming back to alignment with myself. So every now and then you might slip out of body and forget yourself and go into some fear. When you go into fear, make sure you remember to come right back to your divine self. Get back in divine alignment with who you are and your purpose, because the second you start making choices and decisions out of fear, you are taking yourself off the path. And I don't know when you're going to come back. None of us knows. Okay? You might stay a lot longer than you plan to stay. Okay? Can you ask Davida for that painting that she made with the footprints that go off the path?
She's down here.
Look in her room and see if you can, see if I can get it from the wall, or you can get it.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, so thank you. Blessings to you too. I appreciate you. So here you are in any given moment, having free will to decide that you are going to make a choice that is in divine alignment with your purpose, not in terror, not in stress, not under the weather, not in the what if this goes wrong, what can I think of? First of all, I just want to clarify with you today. You cannot think of every worst case scenario. How much time do you really want to spend thinking of as many worst case scenarios as you could possibly think of. Like, I don't know why we have a tendency to do that when in all actuality, can I be honest with you? I don't want to strike fear into your heart right now, but you literally can't think of the worst case scenario because you don't believe that it will happen. Let me give you an example. How many of you have, let's say, I have in my trunk an emergency kit for my car. So in that kit, I have the charger, the battery thing, the cables. I have a blanket in case I live in the Midwest, and if we are on the expressway without power, without gas, it's going to get cold mighty quick. So quickly, as my daughter would correct me and say. And we need to have a blanket. We need to have extra supplies. What else? I just have a couple things. But you know what? We have all these things to prepare for the what ifs. And absolutely, I think that you should. I even have one of those machines where you plug it in and it can pump your tires up. So I have the air pump where, you plug it into your cigarette lighter or the little thing in the front of your car, and it can pump your tires up. Well, honestly, that's not going to work if my power's not working. If I have some short in my car and there's no electrical power in my car, then I can't blow my tires up. This could be multiple problems. My whole system could not be online, not just the sensor. I mean, there are infinite things that could go wrong every time you get in your vehicle. The only ones we tend to think of are, I hope I don't get in an accident. I hope I don't have the police pull me over to give me a ticket. And let me check my tires and make sure they're inflated enough so I don't, be out here with a flat tire. But that's not all. That's not all. But we don't have time to think about every worst case scenario. And therefore, why spend a lot of time at all thinking about worst case scenarios? That's a waste of creative energy and time. When you are in divine alignment, ma'am, I'm going to need you to go over there. Thank you. So, I love my baby. We're going to do our TikTok later, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you.
So I'm going to read the...
Yes. Yes. So, we really have to make sure that we spend all of our time in the moment that we're in. Because that's all you got. You don't have nothing else. I'm going to waste all of this time in this now, in this present, worrying about something that is 16 rows ahead of me that I have no control over. We have to be in the now and just be very sensitive to the movements that happen. And then you'll be able to make better decisions. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so we what else can you make sure that you're in alignment with? You can make sure that when you are deciding when things are happening in that moment, you have a choice, and you're in that moment. I'm in the hospital bed now, okay? This is bringing my story from the ambulance to the hospital. Before they diagnosed me, okay? I can lay there and fret about who's going to pick up the kids, what's going to happen here, but to get to the bottom of it, if you're not healthy and if you're not in your clear mind, the things that you come up with to try to mitigate a situation in the middle of a crisis, not necessarily the best plan either. I just want to appreciate the fact that I'm learning at this age, at my grand old age of 51, to just appreciate the understanding that the choices that I make is all I have. That's all I have. So today when I picked my daughter up and she was on the side of the road, her car broke down. I left work to come get her. I was grateful for being able to have a car to even be able to go get her. I was grateful that her car broke down at the car wash and not in the middle of the road or on the expressway. I was grateful that when I didn't even have my ID with me, so the tow company needed to see my ID, and I picked her up and we had to drive all the way back home for me to pick up my ID. And by the time something funny happened, so we were talking about all of this random stuff that was happening, and when I said, hey, can you go get my water bottle and fill it up with water on your way out? She said, yeah, Mom. So she goes in to get my ID and then get the water bottle. She comes back out to the car. She said, you're not going to believe this, but I was getting ice to put in your water. I dropped the whole pan of ice and I had to hurry up and pick it up. I was like, it's okay. We're laughing. We're rolling with it. I mean, why? Spend emotional energy on something that you... Remember, the ice falling was out of her control. Her response to the ice falling in her control. Okay? So we get in the car, we drive up to the place where her car was. I hadn't been there for 30 seconds before the tow truck pulled right in. And I was happy that we didn't have to wait for the tow truck. And so, of course, he asked me for my ID. We get it handled. We drive it up there, drop it off. Grateful that my daddy Carl, who passed away June 1st, 2010, has such good relationships with people. Y'all, listen. When I tell you the way that you treat people matters not only to you, but to everybody who you know, it matters. Okay? So because my daddy Carl was good and cordial with these people, after they retired, I need you to hear this, okay? I'm going to repeat it for the people in the back. My daddy Carl passed away June 1st, 2010. It is now February of 2023, and the person he was doing business with has retired, but still left instructions for my family to be helped whenever my family needs help, because of the relationship that he had with them. And he passed it down, and he wants them to honor the relationship that he built with our family because of the kindness and the integrity and the kind of person that my daddy Carl was and is. So, it matters. That was a choice. He chose. We dropped it off there, and we came on, and something else, that water that I asked my daughter to get me, somehow when she was getting out of the car to go put the keys in the box for the company to fix her car, how they had a drop box when they're closed, she's getting up and knocks the cup of water over in my lap. So ice water comes at me. It's like, thankfully y'all can't see, but I had on leather pants today. Okay, I thought I was cute, y'all. I'm at work. I'm gonna put a pin right there. It dripped off, and then it landed all in my socks. So my socks got wet, and my feet were wet, and I just smiled. I had a choice in that moment. Yell, which to me is silly. Oh, girl, you spilled that water. You should have put the water all the way down in the cup holder. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's a choice.
No.
But
Try to stop him.
That is not what I wanted to do. And that's never what I want to do, because that's not emotionally intelligent. Making the choices that you make in any given moment, knowing that the relationship that you have with this person is going to outlast any frustration you feel in this moment. And with that in mind, you make a decision for how you're going to handle the situation. So you're not handling it on emotional chaos. You're not handling it on being in the red zone, so to speak. You're handling it like some water. I'm not about to break relationship for even 1 second with my daughter over some spilled water. I'm just not. So, this whole day was just very interesting. But the best part, like I was telling somebody earlier, I think I was telling some live viewers earlier, the best part of today was after we made it home from all of that chaos, where my daughter, we were laughing in the car because she was like, Mom, I'm so sorry. Like, I made you late for work. And then when you were at work, I came to bring you your phone and interrupted you at work. And then I made you have to leave work early so that you can come rescue me. And I just wanted it to be somebody else. Yeah, I had a choice. I'm grateful that I had a choice. I'm grateful that I didn't have to experience any negativity. I'm grateful that when I walked in 10 minutes late, I didn't experience any shade. I'm grateful that when I had to leave early, they understood I was going to get my daughter. Nobody is sitting up there like, well, but even if they did, that's their choice. My choice is to be grateful that I worked today in a place that respected my motherhood and respected my decision to attend to my adult daughter. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm also grateful that she trusts me to still be able to call on me, and that we have that kind of relationship where she would even think, can I call anybody else, or how can I get myself out of this situation, because I don't want to disturb Mom, because she respects my hustle, which I like to use the word hustle because it sounds good, but I don't hustle. I don't hustle. I flow. I just flow. When you hustle and you swimming against the tide, to me that's futile. I'm using all my energy to flow. So I'm grateful for that. It was a very odd day, but we got a chance to spend a little extra time together. We got home in time for the sunset. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful that it looked like a painting that my granddaughter and I worked on together at some point a couple years back. And when I looked at the sky, my daughter said, "Wow, that looks like you and Jorah's painting." I said, "It sure does." That's how pretty the sky was. And so my daughter and I went to a nearby park. Now imagine, this chaos has all happened today. The car situation, the work situation, all of this stuff has happened today. But the sunset is happening now, right? It's happening now. Why am I going to ruin the now, still worried about the car that I can't fix? Why am I going to ruin the opportunity to see the sunset now by brainstorming how to pay for the car getting fixed when we can brainstorm after the sunset? I mean, we can brainstorm anytime. The car's not getting fixed today. I want us to take some important measures in our lives to reduce our own stress and the pressure that we put on ourselves to always have to know something. You don't always have to know what's happening next. But you know what you do have to know? You have to know how to control your own thoughts about what's happening right now. Like what's happening in this moment. I want you to think about it because it'll give you so many more opportunities to be grateful when you really can appreciate now. You know, I'm looking over at the side. If you see me looking over there quite often, I'm going to give you some tips, right? So if I look on this way, my prayer wall is over there. So the people who have asked me or who I know are going through things, and I put them up there so that every time I look over there, I see their names. And when I'm talking about choices that we have to make, every time I'm being grateful, I also got to look over there and be like, you know what? I'm grateful that you're healing her. I'm grateful that she's healed. I'm grateful that he has a job. I'm grateful that he is getting himself into a position to be blessed. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that they're still together, that they found a way to keep their marriage tight. Y'all, don't look at it. You have a choice of how you look at everything. You have a choice. You have to decide. That is the free will that you've been given. It's the power to decide how you are going to react and respond to any given situation. And you know, I'm going to have to get off this live pretty soon. But I invite you to join me at any time that I hop on the live. I'm grateful to share and experience life with my amazing wife. Hello? Hello? That's a blessing. Y'all are friends. You are more than friends. You're friends, lovers. Just take adventures together. Deal with the hard times together. Grateful. Grateful. There is nothing like appreciating who is in your life. We have too many people who have the opportunity to appreciate who's in their life, but they're too busy looking at what's wrong and not looking at what's right. You know? It's so many things that's right. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for saying that I'm a blessing. You're a blessing too, dear. You really are a true blessing. Yeah, I am so grateful. I have a lot. I am going to share a couple more videos with you, um, with some topics that I really think are important and that you need to have access to. And I'm not really, this is only my second or third time in my life doing a live. So I just, you know, I'm gonna I'm gonna try and do more often. Probably today I just made that decision because I'm grateful. I'm too grateful to hold it in. I am so grateful that I want to teach other people how to be grateful because it attracts more stuff to be grateful for in your life. It does. If you if you are finding fault with everything, then it's like telling the world, "Hey world, I really like to talk about bad stuff." And the world says, "Oh, you do? Well, here's some bad stuff and here's some bad stuff and I'm going to give you just what you want. You want to talk about bad stuff? You want to talk about hardships? You want to talk about, yay, here it is right here." No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll take my glass half full, okay? Because you know what? Are you going to complain about a glass being half full if it's filled with your favorite red wine? I think not. So then don't complain ever about the glass being half full. Now, there may be opportunities for you to increase the flow, increase by offering something that you know, sharing with the collective. But I'm telling you, be grateful. I'm going to go on and hop off this live because I still have two things that I need to try to do in the next few minutes. And I'm grateful that I was able to come on this live today. And if you got anything out of anything that I said, I'm grateful. You don't have to tell me that you got something out of it. You don't even have to do anything except be grateful that the moment that you popped me on, you heard something that could help or could make you look at things in a more positive way. That's what I need. That's what I need. Now, of course, if you want to click the link in my bio and purchase a book that I wrote for children that shows how it's actually a social emotional book. It's my first one. I really don't know exactly how many, but I'm getting a feeling that I'm supposed to write 26 children's books. And so this is my first children's book, and it's called Be Like the Ant. It's on Amazon, and it's a story about how using positive self-talk can help kids get to this point that I'm at right now, where you can talk yourself into sticking with your goal and sticking with the plan by making choices, because the talk that you're doing is talking through the choices you have to make in that moment. And doing it moment by moment, if you keep making the right choices for each moment, eventually the end goal is going to be reached. It may not even be what you started out as having, but it'll be what was meant to be. And so that's important. And this is what it looks like. This is the first edition, but I really plan on having a second edition, and I'm looking for somebody to partner up with me, an artist to partner up with me to work out some of those details. Come up with some really nice artwork. Hopefully, someone who maybe a Chicagoan, somebody who is from this area, that I can work out with and kind of meet up and have a little legacy collection. Like I said, there's so many books that I have ready to go and so many that are in my hand ready to be written. And I'm just looking forward to this moment that I'm in. Because this journey is about your free will being used to make the decisions that you have to make moment by moment. Have you ever been talking to someone and you just wanted them to understand so much that even after they understood, you just couldn't let it go? Oh, maybe that's just me because I'm a teacher. Is that what it is? Okay. Because after teaching for 30 years, you start to think, is anybody listening to me? Maybe I'll say it again. Then maybe if I say it again, they'll hear me this time. That's what ends up happening. I'm always thinking like, okay, they didn't hear me the first time. Especially if you're teaching and then like right away, kids are having a test and they're like, did you say put your name on the paper? And you're thinking, in this moment, I can choose to act aggravated with this child, or I can accept the fact that this child didn't hear me because they were busy talking. And then if that's the path I take, I have another decision I can make. I have the free will to just push along and let the child figure it out. Or I have the option to just answer the question and keep it moving. Most of the time, I go ahead and give the child a couple extra minutes to figure it out. Build a little bit resiliency, a little bit of grit, and trying to use clues, context clues. What's everybody doing? What do I need to be doing? What is the common practice? What is it? What do we do normally at this time? But at the end of the day, just answer the question. I just answer the question. Because I know how many times I've been in meetings and not paying attention, and I'm a grown woman. And how I wanted to ask a question, but because I'm a grown woman, I knew I better look around and try to figure this out. And then after I couldn't, I asked my neighbor. But these are strategies. So then, yeah, I can talk to them about the strategies so that they can help themselves. But it's no point in being upset about it. It's no point in showing how mad and aggravated I am for not being heard. Everything in life is a choice. You have the free will to react calmly. You have the free will to give yourself a timeout if you know you're going to react badly. If you know you need your minute to collect your thoughts before you cuss somebody out, by all means, take your minute. I don't care if you have to say you're going to the bathroom. I don't care what you have to say. Take your minute so that you can make decisions in the now that you won't still be feeling the pain of 20 moments from now, 3 days from now. You missing out on a whole opportunity because you snapped off on somebody who turned out to be somebody important to somebody that you think is important. And not only that, let's give as much grace as we've been given. Because if you have not received any grace, then I fully understand if every response is you snapping off. But that's not the experience that most of us have. So that's not the response that most of us should give. That's not the emotionally intelligent response, nor is it the emotionally confident response. If you want to go back and watch my video on emotional confidence, go right ahead. Get an explanation of emotional confidence. Being able to feel your feelings without letting them rule your decisions. And now it is time for me to go. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. This is your sister Soulbalm coming to you from a land of love and a place of peace. And I want this peace for you. So continue to follow me. Continue to inbox me or share my videos, share my lives. If you have any questions, if you have some ideas that you would like me to talk about more, to discuss more, my whole goal, y'all, I'm not going to get into that because then I'll stay on here another whole 30 minutes. I'm so passionate about this. It's important to me. I want you to feel better. Feel better. Okay? All right. Blessings and peace.